Hey everybody, welcome to Patrick Murray Real Estate. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and today we're going to talk about the latest real estate stats so we know exactly where the market is going and where it's come from. And guys, I got some exciting news. Despite what we're seeing on the news media where they focus on bad news, there's actually a lot of really positive things happening in the Calgary real estate market right now. So I'm excited to share this information with you. But before we do that, if this is your first time in this channel and you'd like to know all about Calgary, what it's like to live here, if you'd like to know about real estate and understand how it works and how you need to protect yourself as a buyer and a seller, then guys, you're in the right spot. Please just hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now, I've lived in several major centers in my life, settling in Calgary way back in 2001, and I've been a residential realtor here since 2010. So, well, guys, I do have a little bit of specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary and their surrounding bedroom communities. So if you are considering a move or if you're considering selling your property, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to sit down with you. All right, guys, let's jump into things right now and talk about what's happening in the Calgary real estate market right now.
All right, everybody, welcome to another market update as to what's happening in the Calgary real estate market. So we are into the month of May 2026. So we're looking at the complete stats as of the month ending April 2026. Of course, we're not through May yet, so we don't yet have those figures to discuss, but we do have the April stats. And we're going to go through kind of a little bit of a different look this month. We're going to look at kind of everything together, if you will, and then go forward from there. And we're going to start by looking at these dials here. You can see that we've got the detached property, the semi-detached, the row, and the apartment sectors here. And you can see that in the detached, the semi-detached, and the row sectors, we're sitting in balanced market conditions. So this is very positive. I like this. I like balanced market conditions because it means buyers and sellers are making prudent decisions. Nobody necessarily has the upper hand over the other. So I like that. Now, in the apartment condominium sector, if you've been with me over the last few months, you're going to know that this sector of the market has been struggling. We're currently in a buyer's market, so the buyers certainly have the upper hand over the sellers. But let's jump in a little bit more. We're going to look at the detached sector a little more in depth. Now, what I can tell you about this sector of the market is inventory levels here remain lower than those reported last year and below the long-term trends. And the tighter conditions have helped support prices in April. And so within the detached market, conditions do vary by district. So, for example, Calgary's Northwest, West, and South districts experience sellers' market conditions with less than 2 months of supply driving stronger monthly gains. And meanwhile, conditions in the Northeast favored the buyer, causing prices to trend down from the previous month. So benchmark prices, price changes in April range from a year-over-year decline of 8% in the Northeast to a 2% increase in the West District. So I always talk about real estate being local, and in a big city like Calgary, the different districts of the city, we can certainly see that how it changes. So we're looking here at this chart, this dial, sitting at a 44% listing absorption rate, and that's because there were 2,468 active listings for sale last month, with 1,095 of them, or 44% of them, selling. And that puts us in this balanced territory, which is 30 to 50%. Now, looking at the benchmark price chart, sitting at $745,400 for the month ending April 2026. This is up 0.55% from last month. Year over year, though, it's down 2.73% overall from last April. But again, remember, real estate is local and it does change from district to district and even community to community. And if we look at days on market, well, average days on market in April, looking at citywide, are 30 days on market on average. And I can tell you that in my own practice, I feel like the spring market is here, and that's certainly affecting numbers. In fact, out of the last 3 offers I wrote for buyer clients on detached homes, 2 of them were competing offers. and we didn't get it. So that's what's going on in the market right now. Now we're going to look at the semi-detached sector of the market. And before we jump in, just going to talk about a little bit about prices. So in April, the prices trended up over March in all the districts except the Northeast and East districts, which are reporting higher monthly supplies. Okay. Year to date, the benchmark price has improved over last year's levels in the city center, the Northwest, and the West districts. So this semi-detached sector of the market has been a real star for Calgary over the last little while. Well, the last year, while the rest of the market has seen some greater effects of what's going on globally, the semi-detached sector has done quite well. Even in my own neighborhood, I know that prices are trending up sharply, and I live in the city center, so I can certainly see that as evidenced by the data here. We're sitting at a benchmark price of $690,200. That's up 0.6% from last month, year over year, down just 0.29% from April of 2025. So that's very positive. Now, this dial is sitting at 40%, and that's because there were 536 new listings that came on last month, with 214 of them, or 40% of them, selling. So firmly in that balanced territory. And if we look at the days on market, sitting at 38 days on market on average. And now we'll take a look at the row homes, which are townhomes, and just a little bit about townhomes. So conditions in this sector of the market do vary significantly across the city, contributing to differing price trends. So for example, the Northeast District reported the highest months of supply and the steepest year-to-date price adjustments at over 11%. Meanwhile, the smallest year-to-date price adjustments occurred in the West at less than 2% decline. So this sector of the market has, it has been affected a little bit by what's happened, you know, uh, globally. However, it seems to have leveled out, because over the last few months, the last 3 months actually, it's been trending upwards. So that's good to see. We're sitting firmly in balanced territory at 35% listing absorption rate, and that's because there were 1,049 active listings last month, with 363 of them, or 35% of them, selling. The benchmark price here sitting at 422,900. Again, this is citywide. Month over month, this is down 0.24% from March, but year over year, it's down roughly 7% at 6.95% from April of last year. Days on market here sitting at 37 on average. And now we'll look at apartment condominiums. So, boy, a little bit to unpack here. So conditions do continue to favor the buyer here, preventing any significant upward pressure on the prices. As of April, the unadjusted benchmark price was $301,400, as we can see here, slightly higher than last month. Gains were mostly driven by improvements in the Northwest, the Southeast, and the West districts, while prices continued to trend down in the Northeast, the North, and the East districts for apartment condominiums. Compared to last April, benchmark prices have declined by nearly 9%, with the steepest declines in the Northeast, the East, the North, and the Southeast districts. So this sector of the market has been hit the hardest. And you can see our listing absorption rate at 23%. There were 1,920 actives last month, with 432 of them, or just 23% of them, selling. This is buyer's market territory, so there is certainly opportunity for buyers here. Again, just we kind of talked about the list or the benchmark price, but again, it's up 0.37% from last month and down nearly 9% at 8.89% from April of 2025. And the average days on market here sitting at 47 days on market on average last month. So that kind of gives you a snapshot as to what's going on. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to discuss. Again, real estate is local, and in a big city like Calgary, that means it's hyper-local. It changes from district to district and from community to community. So if you have questions about your home and how things are looking, let's get together, have a discussion. We'll pull up the numbers, and we'll see where things are sitting for you.
As I said earlier, if you are considering making a move or you're considering selling your home, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to assist you. I'm Patrick Murray, Patrick Murray Real Estate, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.